Alright, we have a new chapter of Shinohayu. In the last one, what was happening right at the end? We had the long flashback of the night that Shino's mom went missing. And she tried to kind of do everything she could and then form this plan of becoming prominent in Mahjong such that she would be found. Mahjong is the clue. Right, and at the very, very end, it cut back to the battle against these unprecedentedly strong opponents. Shino looking at 300 points. That's all she has left. There's nary a hand she can safely lose. Maybe just the cheapest possible sumo, if she's not the dealer, she could maybe get away with. How in the heck is she going to mount a comeback from here? We will find out. A nice color start. Usually the Agarashi backgrounds are like really idyllic weather, beautiful vistas and stuff like this, but here it's pounding, pouring rain in the darkness. The streets slick and wet, this little inland lake, a very melancholy beauty. She stares at 300 points. I remember now. I'll get it back, my precious youth. Here we see Shino and her Mahjong Club friends hanging out. What's her face? Kyoko? Really, really far away. Like tiny, tiny in this art, which is kind of strange. You know, this is another Agarashi staple and a Reed staple too. Just these sort of like perspective shots of a bunch of characters hanging out, going into the distance. But I've never seen anyone that distant. Is that symbolic of something? This chapter's title is Feather Wind, which is exciting, of course, because we know when Shino really gets going, it's with those one bams, one so's, the little birdie. Everyone looking smug and excited. This demonic girl, of course, still the biggest threat. The top of the world is so far away that I never thought it could have anything to do with me or my Mahjong. Heard nothing about the world champion coming to Japan last year either. That's how it is. So this is, of course, the clue that on the night that Shino's mom disappeared, the Mahjong world champion was also seen in the area. So it could be that she was roped into some insane high-stakes battle that is still going on? Or something? But it's pretty hype. You know, this is true. The top of the world feels so far away that even in like normal Saki, where the character's power levels are quite a bit higher than in Shinohayu, well, with some exceptions, because this one girl is, of course, insane, that even then, they have like the pro players that are commentating, which are leagues ahead of all the high school players. And those pro commentator players are tiered themselves. And even the top of that tier, like that grandmaster girl that's on Clucking Chickens, and the girl that also can communicate with spirits and stuff, those are still not world champions, right? Like they're in the tier of like Japan champions, but it's heavily implied that the world distinction is key. Anyways. So now, yeah, that's how it is. Then I'll have to sit at the same table as her. Shino is going to climb back all the way. I'll have to become stronger if I want to get that far. Damn. See, this is cool. Because this is like an ambition so far beyond whatever we ever see with normal Saki characters. You know, like, I want to sit at the table with the world champion. What a thing to say. That's why I can't afford to lose here. What are you going to do? You only got 300 points. What are you going to do? 3 strongest opponents so far. But if I don't win... Ooh, she starts something. The wind starts flowing around her, blowing people's hair. And as we know, in Saki, these illusions are real. It's not just like something for the reader so that we can get hyped up and better see the power or whatever. But it's like actually happening. Like people's hair is actually moving based on this illusionary wind. I can't win here. There's no way I can ever reach the top of the world. The rain stops. Oh, that's so hype. Oh my god, that's so hype. She's using like that Rayquaza ability, Cloud 9, to clear all the weather effects. Clear it up. Making fun of us. It's the weather in the Sannon region. Maybe the region has nothing to do with this. What a strange world the world of Saki must be, where everyone is kind of like pseudo-religious, and their religion is mahjong. Wind? Something like this already happened before. Yeah, so she already once used her kind of like bird's eye view ability, right? Where she can kind of just see what everybody's up to. Ooh. But here, she discards 3 wind tiles in a row. And she's wondering, like, are these things related? Me discarding wind tiles. Everyone is discarding wind tiles, except for Shino. Interesting. Is everyone only drawing wind tiles? Then drawing wind tiles that we discard right away. She's sending useless wind tiles our way. Can't be, can it? Ooh, that's a cool ability. It's these sort of disruption abilities are much more rare than ones just impacting your own hand's progress. But if she creates this windstorm around her and then pulls in the birds, that's cool. That's cool. The flavor is there. It's offensive and defensive. It's a lot of fun. Ooh, oh, what a cool shot. Oh, Shino looks so cool. I love that all of the really strong Saki characters become so majestic when they're like in true form or whatever. No matter how goofy their personalities are outside of the match, no matter how unassuming and inconspicuous, it's like just through these, well, I don't know if subtle is the right word, but through these like visual effects and through just the meaning of what's happening in the gameplay, it just looks so, I don't know, majestic. Majestic is the only word I can use. She can't. She only has 300 points left. Can't even call Ricci. Not a stick to Ricci with. Which is too bad because this is a pretty solid two-sided weight to have as your tenpai. It was me when I could call Ricci. I would cut the 1 so's, wait to draw a Dora for 4 so or an 8 so and change my hand that way. I see, yeah. Dude, even if the rules allowed for Ipatsu and Uradora, with these rules, there's even more reason to do so. Shino-chan probably won't discard the bird. She doesn't discard the bird. Yeah, she instead cuts her weight and is starting to form a meld of 2, 3, 4, 4 like that kind of pattern there in the bamboo tiles. Interesting. 3 pairs drawing, discarding wind tiles after another. It happens sometimes. Bonus 4. Okay, I reach tempo after calling a tile. Shino is still in Nishan 10. So I felt a win just like now. A little while, Shiratsuki had won the hand. In a short period of time, the 3 of us drew all 9 wind tiles that were left in the wall. Holy! Alright, so this is an interesting power. And you wonder, like, and this is something that's ambiguous about how Saki world works. Is she changing the tiles in the wall to wind tiles? That she like activates the ability and then everything falls into place like that? Is it that she can detect when there are these abnormal concentrations of wind tiles in the wall and that's what triggers her power is when the round happens to have that formation? Is it a kind of a combination where she detects that sort of thing happening? It's like, oh, we know that there's going to be this wind-heavy period, a big wind drought. And then I also have the supernatural sense to ensure that the draw order lines up properly when that starts, such that I'm the only one not drawing wind tiles, right? it's I think it's probably closest to that last one, based on something that I thought was so cool. It's one of my favorite moments in the whole Saki series or franchise or whatever, where Kyoko, not Kyoko that I think is named Kyoko in this, but Kyoko Surehara, who was playing against Saki in the semifinals, is talking about how Saki will glance at the wall where the tiles that if she draws, she can form cons with are. And that she like glances at the dead wall because she knows what's in there. So that her powers are kind of like twofold. It's that she's kind of able to detect where she can pull cons, and she's able to know with certainty that she can Rishan Kaiho, and that she still has to kind of build her hand around that information, but that she can't like change those things actively. It's just that she can sense when there are those opportunities. So I think Shino's power here must be somewhat similar, that she's aware of the presence of these wind droughts, and she knows then how to manipulate those hitting the opponents, and then she just builds her sand to kind of accelerate in those conditions, knowing, okay, now my free turns have started, they're only going to be drawing and discarding winds. Very interesting, very interesting. Okay. Seems like a coincidence, nothing too strange. This time, oh my god, that's a lot of wind. And look at how quickly Shino's hand is advancing. She's already cut down that entire meld of the Mambu tiles. Drew and discarded 15 out of 16 wind tiles in just 5 turns. The hand of Shiratsuki Shino is the only one moving forward. That's so hype. She's back in Tenpai. Pinfu, so she can win from another player too. She doesn't have to just get the open sumo yaku. Nice, yes. 1, 2, 3, Pinfu. Ooh, and there's the bird. The bird brings it home. She gets her Pinfu sumo. 2,600 on. A nice hand. She survives for now. 1 bonus round. Her dealership begins. Mukunoki-san becomes dealer again. Who knows what she might do? Yeah, that girl is so terrifying. For Yukinaga-san and Aina-san, match would have ended during Mukunoki's first dealership, and I would have already lost. Long time since I felt this weak. If I want to win, I can't let Mukunogi-san become dealer again. Let's go! For that reason, this must end here in this dealer turn. That's so hype. That's so hype. And it really kind of maintains the mystique and the power of Mukunoki, right? Like, it's not like Saki is just, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's not like Shino is just like, oh, I'm going to stomp her no matter what. But she's like, no, I'm terrified. Like, I can't let her become dealer again. I have to win in this dealership. And she's going to make it happen using this new awesome wind ability. This is so cool. All right, let's look forward to a new chapter. Coming, I don't know, probably in a month or so. All right, that's all for now. Bye-bye.